Hi everybody, welcome back. This is Professor West for GMC. So for the last 4 weeks, we've been working on Microsoft Office, which of course was Word, Excel, Access, and PowerPoint. These applications are great for businesses, and they're some of the most popular software that's used in businesses today. For the rest of this course, though, we're going to change it up just a little bit. We're going to start using a program called Alice, which you can get at alice.org for free. Alice is basically an aid to help people learn about computer programming. So there's a lot of things that you can do. We'll actually make some animations and some programs, but you don't actually have to learn any programming language to be able to use it. So this lets you focus on the concepts and learn them first without having to try to learn the code at the same time, which of course would be more difficult. Alice has been around for a while now. They're currently on version 3. It was developed in 1994 at the University of Virginia, and later it became a project at Carnegie Mellon University. And it was led by a person named Randy Pausch. Pausch derived the name Alice from the old stories of Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland was written by Lewis Carroll, and according to Pausch, Carroll was a mathematician, a novelist, and a photographer, and he could do intellectually difficult things, but without it seeming so difficult. Part of that was because he was able to communicate clearly in an entertaining way, which, according to Pausch, inspired their efforts with this programming language. So that's why they named it after Alice. So what is Alice? Alice is an object-oriented programming language. Now, objects are whatever you see on the screen. Buttons, pictures, animals, people, all that kind of stuff. Those are all objects. So it's basically anything. Object-oriented programming means that when you click on certain ones, things can happen, basically, instead of it just having a script that the program follows. Alice is also open source, which means that they share the code with the community, and the community helps make it better. A lot of more powerful programs are like that now. So tons and tons of programmers getting together and figuring out ways to make things better and help keep it from having issues and fixing bugs and all that stuff. And because they all volunteer to do it, they're able to keep Alice free instead of having to pay a bunch of people to do all that. So that's why you can download it and use it for free right now. Over the next few weeks, we're going to create 3D environments, and we're going to populate them with a whole lot of easy to program objects and characters and so forth, and have them interact with one another and so forth. While you're learning these concepts, you're going to also be learning a lot of programming terminology. For example, IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment, and that's what Alice is. It's an environment where we interact with it to help move things around and create it how we want. Most of the major programming languages today have some form of an IDE. In this one, though, there's no programming language for you to learn, no real syntax that you have to know. You don't have to learn an entire programming language to be able to do this, in other words. Another programming term that we're going to cover right now is encapsulate. So ENCAPSULATE. Encapsulation is very important in object-oriented programming because it allows us to give our objects different attributes, different functionality. So for example, let's say you have a car and you teach the programming how the car will react. It's going to drive forward, it's going to turn left, or it's going to turn right, and so forth. Anytime you create a car based on that one, you would encapsulate all of that into it so it would automatically know how to do those things rather than you having to teach each time how to do it. So a piece of furniture will act like a piece of furniture, a dog will act like a dog, and so forth, even without you having to completely recreate it each time. So this will save you a lot of time and effort when you're trying to create some of these programs that we're going to be working on. So in the next section, we're going to start by showing you how to set up a basic scene, which is like a little screen, and how to add objects to it, and how to start to create a story, which is really all a program is a story in situations like this. So, in order to get Alice, you need to go to alice.org, and that brings you up to this home page here. Click on Get Alice. I'm going to go ahead and I have it open in another tab because it was slow to open a while ago. And we're on Alice 3 now, so you click Get It, and it'll walk you through installing it. They still have Alice 2 down here, which is an earlier version. That one's been around for a while now, and now Alice 3 is out. So go ahead and click on Alice 3 and get that installed on your computer. Like I said, it's totally free. They're not going to charge you anything. And once you get that set up, you'll be able to start using it. I'm going to show you a quick example of a short game that you could create that one of our creators made, just specifically to show you some of the things you can do. Okay. So basically, let me get it going. And here is an example. In this case, they created this one where they give 3 different pigs. There's a playful pig, a procrastinator pig, and a hardworking pig. And it asks you to pick one. And you pick one, and they make it jump up and down. Notice all of this in the background. This is all the environment that I'm talking about. We put all these things in there individually. So they ask it to a name, and then she says, okay, my name is Susan. Now they're asking, what would you like to do, play or work? And we chose work. So now they're going to just make the pig do some weird looking stuff. It's not completely realistic looking, but it's pretty good. You get the idea of what's going on. Basically, each time they do that, they're building a little bit more on their house. And now it's going to go into the house. A wolf. And he's going to blow the house down. Might want to turn away for this next part. Like I said, this is just showing you some of the stuff that you can do. And then it asks you if you want to play again or exit. In this video, they chose play again so they can show you a different path that can happen. But basically that causes it to start over, and they're going to pick a different pig. Now they're going to pick the hardworking pig. So he asks what's his name, you give him a name. I think they're typing Brent there, and he said, okay, my name is Brent. What would you like to do? They're going to work. So they're going to have him build a house now. Objects that are in Alice. They use them to create different stuff by putting them together, of course. So basically, he's made what looks like a castle. A scene inside the house, and again, these are all different objects that are all part that will just stick in there wherever you want them. So now it asks if he wants more protection, and they put yes, so they're going to put a giant pot boiling underneath the chimney. That's the extra protection. And apparently now he's going to drink this soft drink. Wolf comes comes down into the pot. Too hot. Never coming back. Yay! Again, this is just a simple animation to show you there's so much stuff that you can do. In this case, let me go back a little bit. In this case, we started by putting all of these pieces. Everything here is all individual. So I mean, there's this cave thing, which could also be a train track or whatever going through. There's trees, there's water here, there's grass, there's a bridge going this way, and some more trees and a hill. These are all individual things that they place on the screen. And the same goes for every other aspect. Once inside, there's walls, there's a chimney, all this stuff is all individual objects. They can each have their own code. We could set it up so if he comes over here to the bed, he lays down in the bed and takes a nap. Or if he comes over to the clock, it tells him what time it is. There's so many different things that you can do with something like this. And it's entirely up to you as the programmer to figure out what you want it to do. So I hope you've enjoyed this quick introduction to Alice. And in the next video, we will walk through how to do some of this. I'll see you there. Bye, everybody.